So I talked about squirrels. That I touched on that dogs can associate us with high arousal activity only. So it's important to be engaged with our dogs in a relaxed, friendly conversational manner. That it's not always like, high arousal training. If we want to be able to just be with our dogs versus have them associate us only with this one high energy behavior, which can become really annoying if you have a breed like a border collie that could do that all day long. I wrote this note about that, I want to engage with the thinking part of my dog's brain versus the instinctual part. So the instinctual part was, one instinct was for Dakota to chase waves, for the terriers to chase squirrels. If I were to train and use as rewards instinctual behaviors, like chasing down a ball, or I guess tugging could be purely instinctual without engaging also with this thinking part of my dog's mind. Like if my dog was going over the top with my rewards for training, I would cease to use those rewards for training, and I would check back later, because what's true for a dog today might not be true for a dog 6 months from now. So your dog may be fine chasing down toys today, and then at the age of 4, some other drive kicks in. Now all of a sudden you've got a dog that, is getting all skittish and jumpy and not really working well. I take a break from toys and see. The dog training approach is, well, you need to proof around toys. You need to add more toys and blah, blah, blah. It all depends on what your goal is. If you want to make your dog get through things, then yeah, flood them, challenge them, put more in front of them. But if your goal is happiness, joy, relaxation, fun, relationship, communication, friendship, then I tend to go the other way. I tend to go, my dog's having trouble right now with its toy. My goal is that, we're engaged, we're fun, we're having fun, relax, all that. And the end result perhaps is better, but it's not worse. I don't know. I guess I'm open to other people's point of views, that if you like that, that if a dog can't do something, that you make it even harder and proof them even worse. And I don't know. That's been accepted in the agility world for quite a while. One needs to be careful with developing training ideas if you are only working with a particular breed that is pretty forgiving of anything you might do. Let's see, I'm going back to comments. I'm seeing from Meredith at class this morning, Dora came out of her crate with a lot more joy because she saw the bucket right by the crate and was 2 paws up immediately. It also helped her disengage from barking at an Irish setter every time it went by. She was consistently barking at that dog when she was in her crate. So I let her out to feed her on the bucket when the dog wasn't there, put her back in her crate, and there was no barking at that dog when it went by the next time. Wow, that's really amazing. Wonder what does that say about her? That would be something to really think about. So was she barking to communicate to you about the Irish setter? In that by you engaging with her saying, hey, we're all cool, we're just doing our normal thing on this mark bucket, she went, oh, you're not concerned, I'm not concerned. Interesting to think about what was the cause of the barking and why did she get over it? That's very interesting. Okay, so Meredith is writing, I think that was it. I normalized the situation. So this is really, really important. When my dogs, like when Dakota barks at something outside, he will then come to me and he'll bark at me and then he'll go back and bark at it. And this is like a search and rescue. It's kind of like, what's it called? The refine, I'm forgetting the terms, that they go to the thing they found, then they come to you and they bark and they say, I found something, and they go back to the thing and they come back to you and they go back and forth until finally you are at the source, whether it's a person or an object, whatever you're searching for. That he is doing that. So he's barking at stuff to communicate to me. So to get him to stop barking, I thank him for barking. I go look out the window. I look at him and I said, yes, I see the whatever, or there's nothing out there. I don't see it, must have gone. And then he stops barking. So that's a form of communication. If your dog, it sounds like your dog was barking about that Irish setter, maybe feeling uncertain, not sure how you felt about it, but then you normalized it and she was like, okay, you're cool, I'm cool. Maybe she, like some dogs don't like some breeds. Like Jake had a thing about Goldens. I don't know what it was. He could see one 100 yards away and he would just be lunging and barking, going nutso. Like who knows? So that's fantastic that changed the situation. That's really, really cool. And then Charlotte's writing, going Saturday for Bluebell. I don't know what that means. First trial. Going to see how much she reacts to everything and how much she remembers. So, first trials, this is a really something to think about too. Lil, you wouldn't know it seeing her today, but Lil she was pretty shy as a puppy. And so her way of communicating discomfort and some anxiety was very different. So Dakota amped up and he became over-aroused. Well, Lil, amped down. And the way it showed itself was, less confidence, less speed, less impulsion, which was causing bars to drop because she wasn't really even jumping. She was just kind of like barely. And so I would take breaks. I did not trial a lot with her. I more just expose her to a trial and then would pull back and then test her again. And I think, I did the same thing with Dakota after we moved to a very, a site that caused him a lot of anxiety. I didn't flood him. I gave him breaks. We tested again, just come for a day, that kind of thing. That's, I think, a great approach with young dogs, that I don't think that flooding thing where you've got your dog, if your dog isn't doing well at trials, that just like I don't want him practicing chasing a squirrel or practicing chasing waves, I don't want my dog practicing being over-aroused, crazy, hyper, nervous, anxious at a trial. That not only is it unpleasant for the dog, but you could be creating a behavioral chain where you're then going to have to unravel it instead of just avoiding it in the first place, where just exposure, exposing your dog and then pulling back, exposing your dog and pulling back. But I think that is a personal thing. A lot of people just go, boom, they're in every trial they can find, and it does work out well for some, but not for all. So, yeah. Yes, just one day with Bluebell, just 2 runs. Well, that's perfect. And I love that you have an opportunity to just focus on your baby dog. It's like such a relief too, that, I don't know if it's just me, but when I had Dakota on his first start line, or before he went into the ring the first time, I felt like I'd never been as nervous in my life because I didn't know what he was going to do. And I just thought, wow, I'm so, so nervous. And I think it can help to just be with your baby dog at that trial and to do super easy runs that you don't have to think much about remembering the course and all that. And just exposing them. And fantastic. That sounds like a great thing. You'll have to report back on how it went. I think it's going to go phenomenally well because Bluebell, based on the video that you were showing in the test run, she looks like a real level-headed girl with some good training, and I think you're going to have fun. So anyway, I hope you all found this useful, and please ask questions, and give feedback, all of that, because I've put in, the work that I've put in to share what I think is valuable information with you, and the more I hear back from you about, yes, you find value in this, and, that will help me continue to make Ocean, a better and better experience over time. So don't be shy. Oh, hi, Brenda. I'm so glad that you're here, too. Just saw you. Okay, so I think that does it. So I hope you found this moderately interesting. And you all have to try doing a live Facebook. If you want to do something that makes you totally uncomfortable and out of your comfort zone and have to get over seeing yourself like talking, which is the worst. I don't know, there's something about your face without like your whole body language talking. Y'all have to try this, and then you'll have great compassion for me having done this week after week, because it is not natural. I can tell you for sure, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever done. It's like public speaking to a green dot, and I haven't even been looking at my green dot. I've been looking down, so I got to get better at looking at, this is me looking at the green dot, right? I think that's where you all are. And this is me looking at Dakota. He's so cute up there. So anyway, see you back in the water. Okay. Bye. And thanks, Joan.